Hi guys, bbbbbbttttt, back once again for another video, and today I'm gonna do my draft review, and I'm gonna do my extreme growth predictions. So yeah, I'll start off with a draft review. Well, the show started off with a battle royale. It was kind of weird because the show just started off and they were all in the ring and everything. And it ended up being won by Big Show and Kobe Kingston, which at that point they were on SmackDown. And then usually at the beginning of the show it's a big, to start off the first draft pick is usually really big. So I was expecting it to be Randy Orton or something, because I was expecting him to get drafted to SmackDown because he needed like a starter place Edge. But it ended up being John Cena. Oh my god, I was so shocked. I was spazzing out, like I was yelling around like, what? Because I was happy that he got drafted, but I was so shocked because he's really stale on Raw. So yeah, but then what happened later in the night was stupid. I'll get to that later, but sorry. Sorry again. I've had a little cold for a while, so yeah. And then what happened? Then the next match was oh yeah. After that, you had the R-Truth promo. He had a decent promo, I guess. He was like, the crowd started chanting what and stuff, and that he said, y'all pissing me off or whatever. And I don't know how that's a swear, because they bleeped him. Well, not bleep, but they went quiet when he said pissed off. I don't think pissed off is a swear, so I don't really get why they bleeped him. Or no, well, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that was kind of stupid. And then he gets interrupted by John Morrison. John Morrison attacks him. R-Truth's actually pretty good as a heel from what I've seen. He cut a very good promo tonight, actually. I've actually a lot of people hate him, but I don't really mind R-Truth, and I think he's gonna get even better as a heel now. So yeah. And I don't think he's gonna get entered into the match, the Extreme Rules WWE title match tonight, but it's possible since he's feuding with Morrison. So yeah, and then the next match was Sheamus versus Kobe Kingston. They had a decent match. Kobe wins with the two Trouble in Paradises, and then what happens was Rey Mysterio gets drafted to Raw. I was thinking that Raw would need like a big pick to replace John Cena, but I guess Rey Mysterio's not that big, that big of a main event guy, but I mean I guess he's a star. So yeah, that definitely helped. That definitely helped Raw. And then after that, you had a Divas match. I don't really care what's happening on Divas until Awesome Kong debuts. That's gonna be good. Or Karma, or whatever her name is. I don't watch today, but I just know about her. Yeah. So that name's okay, I guess. Okay. Oh, sorry. I've been drinking Diet Coke. So yeah. I'm gonna have regular Coke for the show tonight, so that should be really good. And I have Doritos. Yay. But you guys don't care about what I'm eating, so whatever. So where was I? Then they have a Divas match. I don't really care what happened, but it was for a draft pick. And I was thinking that, and the SmackDown Diva, I guess won. So what happened? There was another SmackDown got another draft pick, and it was Randy Orton. So I was expecting Randy Orton to get drafted, but I didn't expect him to get drafted after John Cena got drafted, because that's the two big names of WWE on one show. So wow, that's a lot of star power for. I was thinking that's a lot of star power for SmackDown, because they lost Edge and then they get Cena and Orton. Oh my god, that's huge for SmackDown. And then the next match was, what was it? Oh yeah, Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. They had a decent match. I actually was entertained by it. I thought Randy Orton was gonna count out because I was thinking Raw was gonna get a pick, and Randy Orton was outside, and I thought Ziggler was gonna get a count out win over him, but Randy Orton comes back in the ring and hits an RKO or whatever, and to pick up the win. It was a pretty good match actually for TV at least. And then SmackDown two more draft picks. I thought the Battle Royal supposed to be worth 2 draft picks, but instead I guess they had this match worth 2 draft picks. And they cut off to commercial, and then they had Mark Henry who got drafted. Who cares? And Sin Cara. I guess that means we're not gonna see Rey Mysterio with Sin Cara, but whatever. Then I think you had JR versus Michael Cole in the match they had. God, Michael Cole is worse than people that think KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken's evil. Can't stand Michael Cole. Um, and not just because he's a heel, because I actually like a lot of heels, but oh my god, he's just so annoying and he's a waste of TV time. So yeah, I hope he loses and finally gets his, whatever, tonight at the pay-per-view. So yeah, that was kind of a stupid match. Michael Cole actually was bleeding in the mouth, so yeah, he should have been bleeding at WrestleMania, I think, because he's been doing all those antics and stuff. Um, yeah, and then the next match, I don't really remember, but I don't really remember what the match was, but Big Show got drafted to Raw, I know, and Alberto Del Rio got drafted to Raw. That's a pretty big pick for Raw, at least, to replace Cena and Norton. Alberto's not worth like a Cena and Norton, but he's still worth something. Um, so yeah, and then he was backstage arguing with his personal. He looked upset and stuff. He was talking to his personal ring announcer at his rookie from NXT. I didn't watch NXT season 4, so I don't know anybody. But yeah, from what I hear, the winner hasn't even debuted, so that's pretty sad. And then that guy has Rhodes, his name is. And then the next match was they had another match with 2 draft picks, I believe. Oh no, that match was 2 draft picks. So oh yeah, it was one only. You had Miz, Alberto Del Rio, and CM Punk, the 3 biggest heels in WWE right now, versus Mark Henry, who's a worthless jobber, John Cena, the biggest face in WWE right now, and Christian, another big time face. If you guys don't know what face and heels are, a face is like a good guy that does like good things for example, John Cena and you're in. And then a heel's like a guy that does bad things like Miz, Alberto Del Rio, you know what I mean. And then which the win? Oh yeah, Miz's team got the win, which I was kind of surprised. I was not Raw guessing another draft pick, and then Johnson was drafted. Oh god, that made me so mad. That doesn't make sense because somebody can't get drafted like for a sports team. That that ever happened before? Somebody gets drafted and gets drafted back to the team they're on. That doesn't make any sense. It's so stupid. I mean, tell me in the comment box too if that's ever happened before, because I don't think it has. I'm pretty sure. That's so stupid. John Cena, why does he have to stay in Raw? Why can't he go to freaking SmackDown for a year? And there's something fresh and feel something. No, it's stupid. I was pissed off. Yeah. And then I'm gonna get to my Extreme Rules prediction. The draft was so. They don't really need the draft anymore because the roster isn't as stacked as it used to be. But yeah. And then I'm gonna start off with my Extreme Rules predictions. I'll start off with the Divas match because that's the match I care about the least. It's Michelle McCool versus Layla. It's decent, I guess. It has some kind of story behind it, like they were together for a long time. They broke up. I've been kind of paying attention. I've been hearing Michelle McCool is gonna leave WWE, and but in my last video because I had to retake this because freaking Internet Explorer shuts down. It's so annoying. Should switch to Firefox already, God. I predicted Layla, but I think I'm gonna change my thing, and I'm gonna go with Michelle McCool actually to win. I don't really care who wins because I hate them evenly. Well, I don't really hate them anymore, but that Lake Cool thing was annoying. And then I picked Michelle McCool for that one. And then the next match, I'm gonna go in order from the match I care about the least to the one I care about the most. And then Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler Michael Cole, but JR and Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole and Jack Swagger. Michael Cole and Jack Swagger are kind of breaking up, so I think just Swagger's gonna cost Cole a little or whatever. And yeah, Cole has been doing all the antics and stuff, so he needs to get his he needs to get like, yeah, you know what I mean. I should have probably been bled at WrestleMania, but yeah, like they should have that should have ended it there, but no, I think they would end it here. Swagger might turn face, I don't know. Yeah, I predict JR and Jerry Lawler to win. Um, I actually pick a lot of faces here. I only pick one heel, but yeah. Um, then the next match, Rey Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this match. They had a pretty good match at WrestleMania. So I'm gonna pick Rey Mysterio to win because Cody Rhodes won at WrestleMania and Rey Mysterio needs to go to Raw with the big win or whatever. Um, yeah, it's a false count anywhere match, and false count anywhere matches are usually fun. Hopefully we'll get like backstage stuff, so that would be cool, and then the fight the crowd and all that. Like kind of like they did in like the Edge game match. That was the last man standing match. That was awesome. That was awesome. They had fought like backstage and all that. Speaking of last man standing matches, the next match that I care. Well, actually, no. The next match I care about in the order of how much I care about the matches, the next match would probably be Christian versus Alberto Rio in a ladder match. I'm actually really looking forward to this match. I'm hoping Christian will finally get his world title because I don't think he's ever had a shot winning a world title before. He definitely deserves it. He's been around for a long time, and he's never won a world title. And Alberto, he deserves to win the world title at some point too, but Christian has been, he's been, like around longer and stuff, and I think he deserves it more. So I'm predicting Christian to win and finally win the world title. And then the next match, CM Punk versus Randy Orton, last man standing. I'm really looking forward to this match. I love last man standing matches. I kind of want to pick CM Punk since Randy Orton's won the last two matches, but something's telling me that Randy Orton's gonna win. They're gonna, I'm sure, probably steal the show possibly. That's the match I'm looking forward to the second most. So yeah, I predict Randy Orton to win. And then the main event I think will be, and the match I'm looking forward to the most out of any match, is the WWE title match. WWE title triple threat steel cage match between John Cena, The Miz, and John Morrison. Three big names right there. Two big like main event stars like John Cena and Miz. And then, an upper mid card, kinda almost main event guy, John Morrison. And then in a triple threat steel cage match for the WWE title. Oh my god, that's gonna be great. I'm sure. Hopefully they actually use the cage. I think I don't want Cena to win the title. He's won it too many times. He's like a 10-time champ. I mean, and John Morrison is one of my favorite wrestlers now. I really want him to win world title, but I don't think it's really the time right now. So I'm actually gonna go with Miz to retain. He's been having an awesome reign as WWE champion, no pun intended. But I think it'll continue here tonight. I want him to have a really long reign. He's held it like 5 months now, so yeah, he's had a pretty good reign so far. Yeah, I think that he will retain his world title, and yeah, because Cena, I don't think he should be the world champion for the match against The Rock at WrestleMania 27, even though that's at WrestleMania 28. I mean, even though that's a year from now. He holds on to the world title for a while usually, or yeah, he usually holds on to it for a while. So yeah, well, not a whole year, but whatever. I think Miz will retain. I'll go over my picks real quick again. I pick Michelle McCool, JR and Jerry Lawler, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Christian, and Miz. So yeah, that's it for my Extreme Rules predictions. Let's see. I hope this pay-per-view will be good. It looks like a pretty good card. I'm Breezy T, and I am